enjoy my favorite places.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, I certainly hope that maybe after this title win, you can get back there and get back to your roots a bit more. But let's waste no time. We'll jump right into it. I've got to imagine that you watched all the tough finale over the weekend. I'm sure after watching all those women compete, you're even more eager to get back into competition yourself now.
Yes, for sure. I was watching the fight. It was very good fight, very entertainment fight. It was 5 minutes, like I say, 5 minutes, no stop. No one girl wanted to quit, and both girls they put like all heart that they had, and showing like very good, very nice fight. And of course, my number one goal, like it was before, and it's still right now, is to be the champion of UFC, and I'm very glad that now we have one more weight class 125, and because like it's my natural weight class, and I feel like fighting in this 125, I will have more opportunity to show more skills from me, more techniques from me, because it's different when you have to fight with bigger size opponent, and it's different when you have to fight with the same size opponent. It doesn't matter, for example, for me, because in 135, I was feeling the same good. I was feeling very strong there, and everything was great. But I feel for 125, it's more natural weight class for me.
Yeah, I know. I know. Last time we spoke, we talked a bit about the weight cut and how, maybe size might play a factor at 135. However, at 125, you'll be much better suited to have a real advantage over all these women. But first, let's talk about Nicco Montoya for a moment. After seeing her compete, do you think she'll be a good matchup for you in the future? And did you notice anything that you feel you could exploit?
Of course, it will be good match because she's a title holder, and this is what I want.
Right.
And nothing less. But I know that she received injury on her last fight. That's why she cannot compete for a while. And I don't want just to wait. I want to fight because this is my lifestyle. This is what I like to do. I don't want just sit and wait. I don't want to sit for 1 year and wait it for something. No, I will fight. I will fight in 125. Making my things what I have to make, fighting with the top opponent of this weight class division, and just do it, be closer to my goal, and where it will be time to fight, I will be ready every time.
Yeah, it was something I wanted to talk about a little bit later in regards to her injury possibly being out and what that means for you. But the other ladies on the card, they certainly put on a show as well. Couple of arm bars in there. What did you make of the other women on the card? Did anybody stand out for you personally?
It's like I will fight everyone. It doesn't matter who, because I never was choosing my opponent. Every time I was like, okay, I will fight her. I will fight her. It doesn't matter who for me, because I'm a fighter. I have to show that I'm the best one, and to show whatever they will give me. And of course, I saw a lot of very skillful girls, and they have very good, nice, very high level technique. And because for now, I see that MMA and all girls that fight in MMA, it's not only some striking against some grappling. No, it's already it's formed fighter, MMA fighter, and it's like universal fighters. They have to know everything, and how to strike, and how to grapple, and how to wrestle. So this is the most important. And in that show on Friday, I saw that all girls from there, it's already not only one style, it's exactly MMA style. And this is what I very enjoy watching it. And it show skills from different sides, not only from one.
Absolutely. They're definitely all well-versed. And as you just said there, that kind of lends itself to the evolution of the game, not only in the women's division, but, throughout all of mixed martial arts. We see more and more now that athletes aren't just one-faceted trying to attach other aspects to their game. They start off learning all the aspects of the game, and it certainly reflects itself in the fights like we saw on Friday. But there's been a lot of talk surrounding this new women's division, obviously. And I think the general consensus amongst everybody is that you're going to be more than a handful for the majority of these ladies. Chris and I, Chris Taylor from the website, he and I discussed this the other day. we both agree that this division is probably yours for the taking. Now that you've seen all the women in competition, do you already feel like the uncrowned champ at this point?
You know, I'm very glad to hear these things from you and from people. I really appreciate it. But from my side, I don't want to think like this, because I know from my experience of martial arts that every time when I prepare for the fight, I have to focus me that I prepare for the very dangerous opponent. Because if not, you will not do the same things in the fight. You will think, okay, I got it, doesn't matter. But no, you have to keep in your mind this, every time be focused, because even not very strong opponent can knock out you if you will be too much confident. It's not the way what I think in all. And for example, in all my martial arts career, I was preparing for each my fight very strong, like it's last time, and I will keep doing the same, because it doesn't matter for me. I don't care what, I really appreciate what people saying, but I will prepare 2 times more stronger than I did before. This is like I am, and I cannot do nothing with this.
No, I completely understandable, and I know that you're a very, very humble athlete in the sport, and that's very refreshing for especially guys like myself who find that there's a lot of trash talk and that kind of thing, when in reality it'd be nice to see a lot more of these athletes get back to being humble in competition and respecting your opponent. But again, from the outside looking in, it's really hard to think of anybody that would be able to give you some trouble in this division so far. So last time we spoke, we had talked about the Paige Van Zandt call out, or requesting her for the fight. She had declined, unfortunately. Is there any updates at all that you can give us on, when we can finally expect to see this flyweight debut? And has there been any offers or opponents discussed with the UFC at this point?
Not yet. We don't have any update yet, but my team, my manager, they are speaking with UFC and looking for an opponent for the name. So I hope in the beginning of the year they will find any option for me. So I just keep training and be ready every time. But personally me, I want to fight sometime in the beginning of the year, because I think it was enough time of rest, and it's time for action again.
Yeah, I know. You had mentioned that last time we had you on the show. You talked about how you wanted to fight in January, maybe February. Paige has been booked against Jessica Rose Clark in January. That was around the same time that you wanted to fight, right?
Yes, I think so, but it doesn't matter for me. And actually, I never was thinking that Paige, in reality, she will agree the fight, because of course she's a clever girl and she understands everything. But what I wanted to show that if you are throwing something like this kind of words that I'm next for the title fight, you have to respond for it. This was my number one intention. And if you are sure that you are deserve it, yes, you have to fight with the top one. It's what we are speaking in the last time about this situation. But of course, it doesn't matter for me. They can be scheduled with whoever. I don't care really much, because I'm focused on my career, on my opponents, and my main goal is to be the champion and to have the UFC belt. And of course, I'm more focused on real opponent and more focused, more forward.
So that being said, I mean, at this point, will you take any fight that's offered to you, or is it got to be one that's going to put you in line for the title?
With this injury of Nicco, I think she will have to recuperate a little bit more time, and I don't want to wait so long. And I would just to fight. I think my manager and UFC, they're speaking about more the same level opponent, and I hope it will be very soon. We will have some news, and I will put in there this style of preparation again.
Now I know that you've talked about needing to take a fight to prove that you're worthy within a weight division to get that title fight. But if the UFC was to offer you Nicco maybe a little later on than you wanted to take a fight, obviously you're eager to get back in there. But if they're offering you a title fight to where maybe you'd have to sit out a little bit longer, is that something that you'd say yes to?
It will be too much for me, and it's already past how many months since September, like 4 or 5 months, 5 months, and I think it's enough. Good, like too long break in the career, it's not so good. I think one year it's too much. And for me, I don't want to lose this level that I have already. That's why I don't want to wait so long. And I know exactly if I will prepare good